Alrighty, welcome back. What are we up to? We are planting monkey puzzle trees. Look at that, it's got a little dirt on it. Alright, no, leave it alone, Iris. So these are endangered, basically Chilean pine trees. And we live in a climate here in the Pacific Northwest that is pretty nice for them. They also grow in the UK, I heard, but they like it here a lot. And I've seen these growing around Portland. Some homes have some really big ones. So now that the weather has flipped to fall from the endless summer that we were having before, it's time to start getting things in the ground again. And I probably should have planted this earlier. Some of the branches here are not doing so well, but I think it'll pull through. Some other interesting things to note about monkey puzzles is that they are a very ancient tree. They've been around since, I think, the Jurassic period, and they make pine nuts that are humongous, like the size of chestnuts almost, like really big ones. And the other cool thing to note, well, not cool, but something to take into account, is that they have male and female cones on different trees. So I bought 3 of them. This could be a male or a female, and I'm hoping that the ratio is about 50-50. So the idea is, this is the north side of our property, and this tree is going to get humongous, very large. Like this western red cedar here, it's going to get way bigger than that, I think. So keep all the big trees to the north side of the property, and we've got one we put here. We're going to put one over here, and I planted the final one way over there in the raspberry area. So I read online that you should probably keep them in pots until they get about 2 or 3 feet tall, and then it's time to put them in the ground. Supposedly the loss of seedlings is pretty high, but once they get to about 2 or 3 feet, they stabilize. So I've had them in these pots. I think these are like 15 gallon. They might be 10 gallon, I don't know. And they're hanging in there. They put on a little bit of growth this year. So I'm thinking, now that it's starting to rain again, get everything in the ground. And the rains have been very delayed this year, but I'm glad they finally showed up. I'll show you what I did over here. Oops. Here's the biggest one. Found some rocks down there, so I made a little terrace down here. Planted it. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we get a good male to female ratio. The ideal would be kind of like 2 female, 1 male, but I'll take whatever I can get. These are wind pollinated, so they're all in a row, and hopefully, the best possible situation would be the male would be down there, and since the wind blows from the east this way, that would be great, because the male pollen would then blow onto the female cones. So that would be nice. These things are crazy sharp. They have leaves on them that are like razor blades. Cool tree, ancient tree, pretty sharp leaves. I'm not really worried about the dogs messing with them, although I did see the dogs kind of like digging around the bottom. I'm gonna probably put some rocks and things so they stop messing with them. Shouldn't be a problem. I don't think anything else is really gonna mess with them because they have a lot of their own protection. And yeah, monkey puzzles are neat trees. They're worth growing if you can grow them, just for the pine nuts alone. Whoa, there goes the dogs. They're cool trees. Yeah, I got these a couple years ago at, I think I looked at my receipt. I got them in like 2018 or something from Burnt Ridge Nursery. And they were like $6 a piece, which is, I think is a pretty good deal. that one I just showed you over there, that probably would go for like, I don't know, 50 or maybe even $100. I don't know. They're expensive because they grow really slowly. The downside of these trees is that they grow really slowly. They might not yield for like 20 years or something. So I have no plans of leaving this property. So I'm hopeful that I'll get to pick these off the ground or off the tree at some point. And yeah, we're stacking our trees. So these apple trees here in the back, they're not going to last forever. So as permaculture designers, we're thinking about succession. And well, the monkey puzzles are going to be part of it because they're going to get pretty big. But another part of it is what I found the other day when I was looking in here. Sorry, it's cold. I'm sniffing. I found a new seedling apple right there. I think I'm going to graft on top of this. Sorry, Oliver's barking a lot. And then eventually I'll probably cut this Fuji down. It's a real mess of a tree. It's more like a bush at this point. Like it kind of fell over basically as soon as we got the property. There's a big branch back there you can see. It fell over because I think gophers or something are digging under it. Anyway, it's been super difficult to maintain. So like, whereas the Bartlett pear back there, I've been able to kind of like bring it back to a pretty good shape. These apple trees, I have not been able to do that. So they're yielding really heavily and they're just yanking themselves over to the ground. So yeah, I've got a little bit of work to do picking these apples and turning them into something. But I digress. Oh, there's another seedling right there, I think. So yeah, we got a couple seedlings coming up. I'm probably going to use these as new grafting material, make new trees out of them. And then they will become like the new tree coming up in here. Cut back some of these branches and then maybe cut down the tree eventually altogether. I don't know. We'll see. And then at some point, the monkey puzzle way down there will shade some of these out, but I don't think it won't be too bad. They have an interesting habit, unlike this western red cedar, which is making deep shade all over the place. The monkey puzzle trees make like one single stem and they seem to lose a lot of their bottom branches and then they make this like whirl at the top. So that'll be pretty good because we'll still have the tree right there, like, and it won't produce too much shade. Yeah, I don't think it'll be in the way. So we'll have like persimmon here, which will be long-term. Monkey puzzle will be long-term. There's a chestnut that I snuck back in there. I think that'll probably stick around. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a ramble, but I just wanted to go over my plans here for these cool endangered trees. If you have a chance, plant them. They're well worth growing. The reason they're in danger, from what I read online, is that they are being cut down because they make very straight trunks and they make nice lumber. Unfortunately, you can only get that lumber once. However, you can get food off of this for a long, long time. I read they live for a very long time. So this will be long term. That chestnut over there will be long term. This persimmon here will be long term. So yeah, taking care of that. Alrighty, that's it. Catch you next time.